Good evening. Night. Oh my gosh, I feel a hair on my arm. We're making chuck tonight. Everybody make chuck tonight. Understand? We're gonna, actually let me put the oven on. The oven is going on 350 because what I like to do with the chuck is roast it slow and low because it comes out more tender that way. And we're gonna put it in the pan, but first, which I don't always do, I actually make chuck different every time I make it. And this is also for my husband's little birthday soiree. I heat up a pan, which is heating up right now, and put a very teensy bit of oil in it. I have 2 beautiful chuck meats. I have 2 of them, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna season it in this pan. So bloody, that one. Oh, hold on. Instead of Bloody Mary, it's Bloody Chuck. Do not say Chuck's name 10 times while spinning around and looking in somebody's door, okay? I still feel that hair. You'd think I'd put my hair back. Okay, so we have these 2 beautiful meats. Now, chuck is a beef with a higher fat content, so you really don't need to put oil in this or in the pan. I'm just doing it because whatever leftover oil's in there, I'm gonna cook some vegetables in there. And I don't trim, unless there's a huge slab of fat in there, I don't trim it off because that's where the flavor's at. I will take and strain all the fat out of there. We're gonna start off with our handy dandy salt. I don't know what it is. I have a salt machine, but I'm not a huge fan of the salt machines or any of those machines for that matter, because I feel like I know what's going on with the salt in my hands, and I can get it in the exact chunks that I want. Pepper. I like a lot of pepper. We're gonna have to speed this one up. I'm gonna have to come up with some new songs, but they're good waiting songs, you know? I don't always salt both sides of the meat, like especially if I'm just cooking steak. I'll season one side. For this specific meat, I'm gonna flavor both sides, okay? So we did salt, pepper, some onion powder, and garlic powder, even though we're gonna put garlic and onions in this. You gotta flavor it right, you know? And all these spices go well together. They're just the OG spices. Okay, salt, pepper, garlic powder. Sometimes I put a little oregano. It's a strong spice, so you don't have to use a lot. The rosemary and thyme don't go on until it goes in the oven because you don't want to burn that. Sometimes I do a little paprika, so we're gonna put some papriks. Sometimes once in a while I'll put a little, like a very little dash of cinnamon, but it's not that kind of roast. Oh, we could do a little turmeric. Oh, this one's a little hard. It just doesn't want to come out. Oh, you know what else too? We'll do a little ground mustard. Why not? It's really just about trying things. Trying new things and kind of being a mad scientist. That's why you need the wild and crazy hair, because why not? Oh, you know what else too? Maybe a little celery salt. I never put celery salt in here. Oh, that is strong. Oh, I think maybe just a very teensy bit, guys. All right, so we got this pie, and we're gonna put a very teensy bit of olive oil in there. While we're waiting for that to heat up, what we're gonna do is move that to the side, take a swig of our Waterloo. I got the ruby red tangerine. So another thing, I stopped drinking Coke Zero because I was a little bit addicted to that. I was a lot addicted to it. I think I wasn't drinking a lot of coffee though, but I was drinking like 4 of them a day. And I know that whatever's in that, it's not good. That goes through your liver or any other organs for that matter. So this really helps with that craving, the soda, the carbonation craving that I get. And I've been enjoying getting all the flavors that they have. I'll tell you what, this is one of my favorites. Strawberry, guava. It tastes like a hint of Pog juice, you know, from Disney. FYI, if you like the Pog juice. So we have our celery. We're gonna use a crap load of this too. Hold on while I wash these. Peel the carrots. This is my absolute favorite knife of all time. I got it when my kids were little. Oh my gosh, what is he banging next door? Belle, seriously. What is he banging on? What is he banging on? Hang on a minute. You know how to trim the celery? Like that. Trim the celery. Don't do that, kids. It's only for cool people. Okay. Let's flip the beef. This up and show you. Yeah. Alright, let me put you back in my apple stand there. You're on top of an apple. Because we're bougie here. Or should I say Fuji? Alright, let's cut the ends of these carrots. So, you might ask, how many carrots, how much celery? I don't know. This is all for your heart's contentment. Unless it's baking, then that's a different story. Then I have to be real careful when I'm baking, so. Okay, now that all the vegetables are prepared, let me get that beef out and I'm gonna put the other one in. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to cook, we're gonna prepare all of our vegetables. I cut the carrots like this because if I don't blend it, I'm gonna leave it like this and they're yummy like that. Okay? This is a good go-to meal, especially, you know, one of those meals where you can make a couple to a few dinners out of it. So if you're not having it like this, you know, shredded when it's done over mashed potatoes with the sweet carrots on top of it, that's delicious. And then another night you can have sandwiches out of it because the chuck meat, the sandwiches, they're delicious. And then another night you could put it over pasta, which now, because I'm counting calories, I would have cauliflower rice, that is great. Whether you make it or whether you buy it, it's whatever. But over pasta, I would usually have this, some kind of like twirly, twisty pasta. And with some cheese, whether Parm or Pecorino Romano, and some hot pepper flakes. You won't be sorry. You won't. Flip, flip here and a flip, flip there. Mary Orlando was. Okay. We don't do it. Flip, flip here and flip, flip there. Mary Orlando was. Now we are far day away. Mary Orlando was. Now what we're gonna do, okay, onion. So for the onion, the way I'm gonna cut it is, I don't know, Margot, maybe this way, maybe long ways, I don't know. I do it different every time, because sometimes I blend the vegetables and sometimes I leave them whole, depending on what you're going for. But they get so soft, they almost become like candy mixed in with the juice. Now I'm going to do 2 sweet onions. I like to use sweet onions all the time. I just think it adds a special flavor. Hey, Bells. She's another groaner. Mona. Oh my gosh, that's enough. Put it in the pan. Now we're going to put all of our vegetables in the pan, okay? Make them all yummy. This is a step you could skip. You don't have to do it if you're short on time. You could put it all in the oven pan and cook it just like that. If you can't hear me, that's because my husband makes me put the fan on. I don't really like all that noise, so we're going to cut up some vegetables, some more. And these are all going to go in a pan. I like a lot of celery too. This is a meal that I love because it's a meal that you could just make haphazardly. There's no rhyme or reason. Again, you don't need a specific amount of vegetables. Let's see, do I want more? Yeah, I do. Okay. Is my heart content yet? Should I just leave this out? I think that's good enough. Okay, it's going in the pan. Okay, what else? What else are we putting in the pan? Today, I'm going to use regular garlic because I felt guilty. No, I didn't. I love it when it feels so beautiful. And they're just little fingers. Okay. So now, look. In case I didn't feel like using this garlic, I did put this garlic. Okay. Again, these don't have to be pretty. It's haphazard. It's always cooking under duress, you know? It's like, I gotta get the kids to school. I gotta get them home from school. I gotta get them to sports. I gotta get the clothes done. I'm just gonna put this in the pan. If you're feeling froggy, then you might want to make slits in the beef and put them directly into the beef. I could do that. Oh, see, this is why. This is why. Look, this is why. Who wants to deal with this shit? Anyway, elevator music. 3 hours later. Okay, look. I peeled all that garlic. It's peeled, okay? So now, like, you can make them in splits. It's because we're gonna, just for the sake of being fancy tonight, I'm gonna show you. And I'm gonna make slits in the beef. Hold on. Okay, I made nice slits in the meat. So come with me. Come here. Okay, look. This is what we're gonna do. Alright. Okay. I know I made like 10 slits in each, but I can't seem to find the holes. And the rest of it's going to get sprinkled on like it's cheese or something. Okay, that's enough. Alright, you're coming back on the apple now. Hold on, you back? Okay. Oh, I love you. Alright, that's enough of this. Okay. Alright, let me put that in there. Okay, so this garlic, since I already peeled it, I'll just put it in a bag. Okay, alright, so now what we're going to do is mix the vegetables. We're going to salt and pepper the vegetables. Okay. I salt and peppered the vegetables and I'm tired. I'm waiting for that to cook a little bit. If you wanted to, you could put some flour on top of the vegetables while they're cooking in a little bit of oil. So when you cook it and throw the vegetables in the pan that goes in the oven, it'll thicken it up. You won't have to do it at the end. But since I'm gonna blend the vegetables after it's done, I'm not gonna use flour today. But you could, as a variation. Like I said, this is a very haphazard meal. I just kind of throw in what I got. A little peanut butter yasso bar. Okay. Okay, I got the heat on pretty high. It's actually medium high is what I have it on. So, while those vegetables are cooking, I can't use that other apple because my phone's on it, so we're only going to use 2. Okay? Hold on while I wash it. So what we're going to do with this is more hair. I'm going to cut it like this. I just do the skin on and I cut it like this. And I put it in the pan. I'll show you what it looks like in the pan. So what you could do is put this on the bottom. You could put it underneath of the steak so it gets the apple flavor in there. Because apple and chuck and all the vegetables that go in this go very well together. So now let's mix these vegetables. I'm going to show you what that looks like. I had this wine. Nope. The older I get, the more I really am becoming like an old fogey. No. Yay, look at me. Hold on. You hear those vegetables frying? Alright, hold on. Hang on a minute. 5 hours later. Okay, look at us now. We're in business. Okay, that's enough. So, come here. Alright, look at this. Look at this. We're gonna cook off this wine. Woo! It came out of the pot. I used about half a bottle of wine. Okay, back on the apple. Save this for another cooking day. This is how we left our day away. The very land of ours. Alright, so while that wine is cooking off... Oh wait, so I only put 1 apple in there? You know, ooh, this one's a little rotten inside, but it's fine. Haphazardly. Okay, that might be too much apple. But that's enough. That's fine. It'll be just fine. Maybe I should put it in 2 pans. Probably. I'm probably going to want to do that. I'm probably going to regret my decision. While that wine is cooking, what I'm going to do is get the tomato paste. You know, I was never a fan of tomato paste. I never really used it for much of anything. I never put it in my gravy or anything, but the older I get, the more I'm starting to appreciate this. So, let that wine cook a little bit more, and then we're going to put some tomato paste in there. Actually, that could have been put in first, but it doesn't matter. Gotta do something to pass the time. We're ready for the base, guys. Okay, you want me to see how much? About. I tried to do a heart for you. Looks more like a butt. More hair. Okay, now what we're gonna do, very carefully, we're gonna, look how pretty, so far. Okay. We're going to get this beautiful stuff right here, okay? I'm just going to go right over the... Oh, yeah. Alright, there we go. Get every last bit out of there. So now, we're going to spread this out. We're going to put these vegetables on the bottom. I mean, who am I kidding? Come on. Actually, you know what I forgot to do? Oh my gosh. We're going to get some thyme. Alright. The whole leaves. Alright? I mean, this is a pretty strong spice, so you don't need a lot. Let's see. That's fresh. Okay? Don't talk back. Yeah, let's just put the whole thing in there. Don't forget about that. Let's see. That. That's enough. Alright, what else? Rosemary. She was a friend of mine. Okay, we're just gonna... Oh no! Haphazard. Hap. Oh! Okay. So, what we're gonna do, get the meat, get the veggie dibbles on the bottom. Oh my gosh, this meat is so tender. It's really a good cut. Oh, I can't wait to taste that bad boy. I feel like I'm forgetting something because you're distracting me. Oh. I have like, come on now. All right, get in there. Okay, it's beautiful. Okay. What else? Because I feel like you're making me forget something. I got some low sodium beef broth because this is just gonna help give this baby some juice. Okay, no juice. That's it. Yeah, I can do some more. That's enough. That's enough. It was a little bit more than half. Probably only need about half. And then you know what else too? We're gonna get this big old fat pan, right? And we're gonna put it on a regular oven pan because it has a tendency to bubble over and leak and all that jazz. So now let me think about what I did not forget. Okay, salt, pepper, all the spices, all the vegetables, tomato paste, apple. I think that's it. And if it's not it, it's gonna have to be it. We're gonna cover it, okay? Like I said, 350 for about, I don't know, to do 3 hours, and then you shut the oven off and leave it in the oven for, I don't know, a couple hours, or you could do it for 4 hours. Just check it. If it's not tender, then you gotta leave it in, and that's it. I don't know what to tell you. You gotta figure this out. It's trial and error. Okay? Oh, this is nice. This is a nice pan. What else? I don't think I forgot anything else. So, I'll be back with the way this looks after, okay?